I'm with Bernie Sokolowski from Sokolowski's University in Cleveland's Tremont neighborhood, 1923. You've got to be pretty much the longest consistently running restaurant.
I think we're right now. First of all, thanks for having me here today.
Not at all.
It's a pleasure. We are probably one of the oldest family restaurants in Cleveland, I think.
It's a great restaurant,
Yeah.
and I got to point out, Bernie's too modest to mention. This year, the James Beard Foundation in New York City gave Sokolowski's University in one of the American Classic Awards. Really, arguably, their most prestigious awards, because these are restaurants that real people eat at, that have stood the test of time, have been around for decades.
It was a wonderful time, a wonderful award to get. It seemed, when you reflect back on it, it made it all worthwhile. Everything, the sacrifice that you make, you always wondered, is this worth it? But when we got that award, it all came together, and it was a great feeling, and it was great to represent Cleveland, especially. Cleveland people have been so good to us. Without Clevelanders, we wouldn't be in business, obviously, but I thank them mostly, and then we did thank them.
And I got to bring up the story that you told. So they're standing on on stage in Lincoln Center. They have all of the glory. Bernie gets back to the restaurant the next day. What happens?
Well, we're on Lincoln, like you said. We're on the Lincoln Center. We were feeling great. And this is like, oh my gosh, we're in awe. So I get back to Cleveland, and I get back to work, and one of the busboys comes flying into my office, and he says, "Got to get into the men's room. Got to get into the men's room. Something happened to the tank, the back of the tank." So I get there, and the next thing I find myself, I'm on my back tightening up the toilet tank, and I'm thinking, this is it. Yeah, yesterday you were on Lincoln Center stage. Now you're on the men's room floor fixing stuff. So it was kind of a cultural shock, back to reality, and you just can't live on your past, so you got to keep plugging away. That's what I felt.
So to say, yeah, absolutely.
So.
And this has been good to be at the food show.
Oh, this is awesome. I think this is the happening thing, especially if you love food, if you love all the restaurants in Cleveland, this is the place to be.
And I got to point out, their audience was filled with really loyal fans. That was so cool to see.
And believe me, I didn't pay them to come here or anything like that. They were very good, and it was great to see them. And it was fun making those two dishes. We made mushroom barley soup and the cabbage and noodles, which are a staple thing at our restaurant. And for us, very easy to make. And if you follow the recipes, they'll be easy for you to make too.
Excellent. Bernie, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having us. Great.